Hey, it's your boy, Sergeant Hooked on Heroes. So today we're doing another on-the-road review. This time we are talking about Kamen Geats, episode 7. Another really good episode. I really enjoyed it. Not nearly as much as I enjoyed last week's episode, but still a really good episode. So this one, of course, is introducing the game we'll be a part of for this last round of the DGP, right? So it's going to be a kick the can situation. And what we find out is that there's a monster that's the final boss, Yamato, and it has the ability to have like this. It summons this like energy drink basically, and if it drinks it, it gets stronger. So the point of the game is to kick the can away from it into the like red like disintegration field thing that separates the game from the rest of the world or whatever, and destroy the can so that it will then, once they do that, it'll wither the monster down, make it weaker, and then they can destroy it. And we start the episode with Keiwa having another diary entry about the DGP and what's happened so far, and you know his worries about if he's going to be able to, if there's any way to bring back people that have died, and all of that. And it's really funny. We got this funny sequence where his sister thinks that he's basically looking at porn, and he's not. She's like, "It's perfectly fine. You're an adult. It's perfectly normal." And but we do get a really cool scene where Neon actually, after they do the first part of it, they try the first time fighting the monster, right? Keiwa uses boost finally with Tycoon, so you get Tycoon boost. And they think, well, if we're super fast, he's like, if I'm super fast using boost, I can get to the can before the monster can even use it, right? Makes sense. Buffa doesn't believe in him. Buffa's like, just give me it. I mean, you've had it 3 times now, you've not used it, I'll do it. And he doesn't let him. And so they start the matchup. So it's, of course, Buffa, Neon, Ace, and the Geats, and Tycoon. And he transforms into Boost Tycoon, which looks really good. It's a really good looking suit, honestly. He gets close to the can, but not quite quick enough, and nearly gets killed by the monster. Gets swatted away, and it's about to blast him with lasers. And in comes Geats and saves his life right at the last second. Unbeknownst to Keiwa, fulfilling a secret mission. This mission being unlocking the ninja buckle as a drop, right? So before this, we get a little sequence where him and so Ace and Neon go out for dinner basically, and she's trying to talk about, do you think my wish is selfish? She goes, I don't know how I feel about it anymore. She's like, I feel like everyone else's wishes are not as selfish as mine are. As mine is. What do you think? And he's like, well, we're all out there putting our lives on the line to save the world, so I think you kind of deserve a reward for that. So I like that Ace is really good about trying to really identify the best parts of people and pep those up a little bit, Sometimes to meet his own ends, definitely, but other times he legitimately means it. What I really like about his character is that he's not like the goody two-shoes main rider that we've had for the last few years, but he's not necessarily 100% evil either. He's more on the morally grayish area, I guess you could say, which I do like about him. We also get this drop of lore. They ask him how he knows so much about the DGP. He's like, well, I've been at it for a while. Like, yeah, what do you mean? How long have you been doing it for? He's like, since the first year of Anno Domini. Like for 2,000 years, my man's been stuck in this. I don't know how. I don't know why. We don't know any other details other than that's what we're doing. Okay, cool. We also got a little bit at the beginning of the episode, a little flashback that shows, finally reveals who he's looking for, mostly, not really their face, but who he's looking for is his mother. Somehow his mother got trapped up in all this stuff with the DGP, and he's looking for her. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all unravels as to like the reason why the mother got trapped, and how he is like basically immortal. If like being a rider makes you immortal, or what that is, and how he's not, died clearly because he's human, at least as far as we know. But yeah, so the first round, pretty much everybody gets their butt kicked. Michinoku gets his butt kicked, Neon kind of gets thrown around, and Keiwa, and not Geats, but definitely Keiwa. So anyway, Neon and Ace are at their dinner. They're having a good time, whatever, they're talking. And in comes Keiwa and his sister. And his sister's a huge fan of Neon, and is like totally flabbergasted that he knows her and Ace, and that they're like out to dinner together. So them, it's like seeing celebrities out basically. And so they're all talking and stuff, and Ace kind of asks them a little bit about themselves. And he's like, well, what do your parents think about, what you guys do, and as far as what the sister does? does, and him trying to find a job and whatever. And Kayla mentions offhandedly, "Oh, we don't have parents." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, they died." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "Yeah, that's kind of like the main reason, I want to, help, create world peace, is I don't want someone else to have to go through that pain of losing a loved one, a parent, something like that." So that kind of like rings something to Ace. And later on, him and Kayla are talking again, and he says, "Hey, I want to help you fulfill your wish because I think I know the reason why you want it." And he's like, "Huh?" Because he mentions about like Kayla doesn't exactly connect those two things, but Ace brings it together again, stating that the reason that Kayla wants world peace is because he lost his parents. Him and his sister lost their parents, and it's been really hard for them. And they're good now, but it was really difficult for them growing up. And he doesn't want someone else to have to go through that pain like they did. I think that's really cool. Very altruistic, very AG O's, Kamen Rider O's esque. But yeah, and he agrees that yes, that is why, and blah blah blah. He's like, well, let's try to save the world together, blah blah blah. Well, next round starts up, boost Tycoon, and he nearly gets killed. And Ace saves him at the last second, but only to fulfill the secret mission to get the drop of the ninja buckle, which will eventually be Tycoon's main buckle he'll use. But anyway, it was kind of upsetting. So he essentially was messing with Kayla. He was trying to use him, thinking that he would do something stupid that would allow Ace a chance to get in the way and stop him from dying at the last minute, saving him and getting that buckle. Very manipulative but very par for the course for Ace. I'm assuming that won't be him forever, but I do like that he always is like thinking like 1-2 steps ahead, and that again, he's not necessarily the like intense like goody two shoes we've had for riders in the last few years for Reiwa anyway. But he's also not completely evil necessarily either. Just more of like willing to like take advantage of things, So he uses ninja, and the monster ends up getting. He nearly defeats it. He like traps it with like the final attack with it, which is really cool. The tactical strike, whatever. It makes a bunch of copies of Geats, and he throws like the stars at it, and it makes a giant ninja star on it, and like causes a bunch of damage. Nearly destroys the cam, but it catches it at the last second and teleports away. So Kay was pissed. He was like super angry at him, and literally tells him off later, and is like, "That this is garbage. Like, I don't trust you anymore. I don't want your help anymore." And it makes sense. I mean, Kayla is probably at this point pretty fed up with the fact that he keeps getting kind of manipulated by people within the DGP. So I kind of get it. But yeah, so that kind of sets the stage for next week. We do know that we'll get to see Tycoon Ninja, so we'll have his like primary buckle being used and all of that. So that's good. Overall, the episode was really good. I really liked the action. I liked the setup for the this match of the DGP as far as the kick the can situation. Yeah, I thought that was really good. And I think that they did a really good job with the characters this week, especially with Kayla. I do hope we get a bit more of like focus area on Ace, just because I would like to know a little bit more about him, but I'm guessing he's more of like a season-long mystery than something they're going to solve within a few episodes, you know what I mean? But I'm worried to see what they're going to do with next episode, if it means they're really going to like actually take someone out as far as like one of the four of them, not being a part of it anymore, or if it'll be something where the way the scoring with this, specific match works, that nobody will be eliminated necessarily, just whoever wins, and then that's it. But it'll be interesting to see who wins. If Michinaka wins, I'm assuming the rule about riders being able to attack riders will go away. If Kayla wins, I think he'll just get rid of the DGP altogether. If Neon wins, I don't really care. And if Ace wins, I don't know. I wonder what that's going to mean. But yeah, definitely lots of questions, lots of lingering questions, and definitely some answers given, but more questions asked, I guess you could say. But overall, a really entertaining episode. I really liked it. I think it had some good action. I like that we had Ace kind of, sneaking his way through there. He even does the little like fox hand signal thing again, which I thought was kind of cool. Yeah, so overall, really, really good. I really liked it. I probably will give it a strong 8.5 out of 10. I wasn't as blown away by it as I was last week's episode, but I still really, really liked it, and I think next week I'll enjoy like the finale to this first little arc we're getting here as far as this round of the DGP, because I'm assuming there's going to be some big changes for the DGP going forward. But yeah, so really, really good episode. I thought it was really entertaining. Coming up on the channel this week, content-wise, I'll definitely have my Down Brothers episode 33 review already on. Jesus. And then I'm hoping to do a Toku Toy View on the super complete selection animation Digimon Tamers D-Arc. I just got my Takano version and I ordered it and mistakenly told Collectibles, and it's fine, they fixed it, but they sent me the Rika, like blue Rika version. I was like, uh-oh, and I told them, like, oh my god, we're so sorry, and they sent like a return label. I sent it back out, they sent back in the right one. It's totally fine. It's a beautiful, beautiful Digivice, so I definitely would try to get a Tokyo Toy View out about that. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this week's episode of Geats. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you in the middle? What do you think about Ace and his, different ways that he's doing things, his different, goals and what he's, going after? Let me know who your favorite character is right now, who you want to win the DGP, this round of it anyway. And what you guys think going forward, theories and stuff. I love reading, like, theories and fun things like that. But anyway, until next time, stay hooked on them heroes. I'll talk to you later.